Good morning and hope you all have been well. And this is part 7 of the Renegade route Let's Play for Pokemon Rejuvenation version 13.5. So yeah, I guess with that being said, let's go on ahead to the 25th here. Or I guess we're going to the 18th? I don't know if that's a bug or not, but I'm gonna safely assume it's Christmas. Kings and queens, it's Christmas. Let's load up that bong and watch some Pokemon. Oh hell no. What's going on now? Someone better be pregnant or something. I want to watch Christmas specials. I was hoping Alain would be with you, but it looks like that is not the case. Where is Alain? Do I look like their mama or something? I don't know. We need to talk to you. If it has nothing to do with a bong or a Christmas special, I don't care. Enough. The raid is in 2 days. You haven't even been to a single meeting. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. That raid is gonna be a breeze. Seriously, let's just sit down and have some fun tonight. We're concerned about you in general. This past month we learned a lot of scary things, and we started working towards something that can end horribly. It's only natural that you would react in drastic ways. Because I'm scared? Hun, fear and Team Zen aren't associated with me, not anymore. So then why the huge change in your personality? So that's something that's interesting that I want to touch on real quick. So it's really cool, like the differences between the Renegade and the Paragon route, but some way they connect. And it's so unique, it's so cool how that all works, because of course it definitely has something to do with the system, the core, Varia, somehow making the two of them connect, that you can't have one without the other. It's so unique how they're making that work. I will try to dive more into it when the time is right on this episode. I just won't be getting into that right now since we're kind of going through some dialogue here and all of that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that still confuse me, but I really want to connect the dots more since a few commenters had a good eye and noticed a few things that I didn't see. So yeah, but another thing that's a really interesting difference is that Amber is now a part of this group. On the Paragon route, sure, me and Malia, we're not really a part of the meetings too much. We're hanging out in the obelisk, doing random things and whatnot, trying to unlock the keys that are, encrypted and all of that. But on this route, things are very more fragmented. It's not working. So clearly, one of them had to call up Amber to be like, hey, we need another friend. Malia and Alain, something happened. I don't know what's going on, but they're not showing up, and we need somebody that can. And of course, Amber being friends with a few of them was like, yeah, sure. Because besides like Amber, like who else could be a part of this? Like Crawley is busy with Ranger stuff and all of that. And, Saki, Valerie, Adam, they're all in the pod right now. I'm sure Crescent is going to help out. Well, no, take that back. Crescent just up and left on the Renegade route. The Paragon route, she's going to help. The Renegade route, she was like, you know what, screw you two, I'm out. I don't care. And at some given point, there probably is going to be a thing that she's going to try to stop Alain again within the Renegade route, if I had to guess. But as of now, she's not a part of the group. But again, it's really cool the differences between the two. And again, I'll get more into my rant and ramble and trying to connect the dots on some of that when the time is right. So then why the huge change in your personality? The way you dress, the way you talk, it's all different. It's like you are an entirely different person. I'm gonna puke. You all need to find something else to do. Ever heard of hobbies? Malia, we just want to talk to you. Tell us what you're thinking, We're on your side. No, it's more like I'm not on your side. I hurt people. That's all I've done. And you all are here, are concerned for me, and I can't even give a thought to care. Well, this is progress. This is the most you've talked to us in a whole month. Are you afraid? I just said I wasn't afraid. So, like, it's interesting because, like, I want to tie that with the whole Space and Tempa thing. When Malia, was talking to Tempa before killing her off, said, you know what? You've done so many bad things, you have to go. You have to pay for your sins. I know that I'm a sinner too. I have wronged so many people. And when it's my turn, I will gladly smile and accept the payment. But then Tempa out of nowhere was like, is that so? You're a crappy liar. When it's your turn, you're not gonna just smile and accept it and be all happy and whatnot. No, you're most likely gonna be scared. You're gonna try to push back as much as you can. You're gonna fight to the very end, kicking and screaming, however she's gonna go about it. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but in some way, shape, and form, it's gonna be something that isn't her smiling and being like, I'm okay with this. It's going to be something drastically different when it's her turn. Because again, we're heading towards oblivion. We're heading towards, a future that is no more. There is no more future. There's no more anything. That's the entire point of the Renegade route. And again, we're full steam ahead to oblivion. And I believe in this case, to go on a different thing for a moment, is M2 here is in a way pushing back the friend group, because she knows if I get too close to my friends, it's gonna hurt, because I know that the inevitable is going to happen at some given point. They're all going to die. I want to push those feelings, those friends, as far away as I can before bad things happen to them. That's what I believe M2 is doing, because again, like, M2 has such a weird personality. And again, I really feel like it's brought up on the Renegade route. No, sorry. On the Paragon route, the book. Somehow M2 switched with Malia. Malia got into the Renegade route, and on the Renegade route, M2 went into Malia. But on the Paragon route, Malia dropped the diary, like our Paragon route Malia. She dropped the diary that M2 once had. Alain from the Renegade route read the book and saw over time she was slowly drifting away. The Malia that she once was, fallen into despair, hatred, anger, and wanted to go to a point that she wanted to kill herself. She wanted to kill Alain. She wanted to see the color red again. She wanted something different to happen. And it's sad, but it's understandable going through 6 years of nothing. No progress, no nothing. Of course, after time, you're going to slowly get insane. I get that. And I feel like when the whole body swap thing happened, this M2 here is, trying to make the best out of it, but those twisted dark feelings are still within M2. She can't fully change to the old bright and happy Malia. She's too far gone. But again, she's trying to have as much fun as she can, because she realized, I can't stop Alain. It's already predetermined that on this route, it's not going to work. And it's so weird with the whole connection thing. Like, it's somewhat confusing, but again, I'll get into that more later on. But it's so cool what's going on here. I think I somewhat get it. And there may be some things that I can word better, or maybe something that I'm not thinking, but we'll stop there. Then what is it? We need you. Please come back to us. See, that's the thing. None of you need me. Why are you saying that you need me? I haven't done crap. Aaron, you, Cannon, took on Angie without anyone's help. Venom and Ren have come so far in their training. We have the freaking champion on our side. So please tell me what makes me so special. You are our friend and that's all there is to it. Me, I barely know half of you. Erin's my sister apparently, but we've only known each other for a few months. So here's into she's slipping and she's again starting to go somewhat insane. She's losing her composure. And, to like an extent, M2's not wrong because she knows, Malia. There's still a possibility that Malia is still within like M2 and maybe not fully necessarily within the other Renegade route with Alain. Again, that whole thing is still confusing to even me, but she's going off of the memories of like Malia. I've only known you for a few months. I don't know many of you too long. And I'm going to go through each one of you one by one and give you a reason to step back. Let's have fun. I want to have fun until you all die. But at the same time, I'm going to push you away. So again, it's not going to be as hard on me with my emotions, my feelings, or maybe even more than that, Malia's feelings. I don't know, but it's something like that. You have the hot-headed spoiled brat with parental issues. You have... Actually, I like you, Alita. Mr. Robo over there, he's cool too. And then we have the incel over there who was obsessed with me. Don't call Cannon an incel. What the hell is wrong with you? And what about me? Got anything to say about me? Guys, please stop. I think we both said enough to each other. Or what, you want me to continue? Let's see what you got then. I like how people are always saying how much I've changed when you had one bad experience and completely 180'd. Talk about character development, right? No, you're just traumatized. And it's okay to be traumatized. I feel like most of us here are, yeah? How about you get off your high horse and cope healthily instead of acting like this stone cold blank? That's rich coming from you. Cope, you don't know the meaning. Of course I don't. No one here does. Let's battle. I'll punch your teeth in. You have no chance. Enough. Both of you. Malia, we decided that if this didn't go well, then we'd be banning you from going on with the raid with us. Ban me? Right, and who's going to enforce that? It hurts our forces, but Damien is going to stay behind to keep an eye on you. You think Damien is enough to contain me? Laughable. Malia, you're going to stay here because we told you to. Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. That I'm telling you. Can you explain to me how you're going to contain me? That's new. It's so cool because instead of it being like somewhat gold, it's now black. The whole like interceptor, the archetype triangle thing. It's black. It's not gold. And I wonder if that has something to do with like chapter 3, Tainted Light. There might be a slight connection with that. That's a far stretch though, but it's something that I wanted to bring up just in case. I really wanted to keep this a secret from you all, but you just make it too difficult. You've lost your mind. No, my mind was switched. Switched? Remember when Alain and I passed out in the desert? Oh, so graciously remember that was the point in my change. I changed. I changed? I changed. Oh, that's right. I'm dumb. Malia M2, that's right. And I feel like I read that all wrong, sorry. You oh so graciously remember that was the point in the change of my personality. Sorry about that. It was at that moment that Malia and I switched consciousness. What? Don't ask me why or how because I don't know. But don't be mistaken, I am Malia. Just not the one you've come to know. See, and that's a thing that's like somewhat tricky to like me because it's like I'll try not to delve into it too much, but the Malia that we see within the Paragon route, I brought it up before with the whole gauntlet battle. Even that was somewhat suspicious to me because like one, somebody brought up in the comment section that whole ritual there, the gauntlet, was meant to give, M2 from back then within the Renegade route, this one here, the explosives to, finish off Spacia and Tempa. And again, like that whole connection thing, it's confusing, it's weird, but I somewhat get it. But anyways, back to the main point. I can't tell if Paragon route is Malia or M2. I don't know. Because with like this M2, there are drastic changes that you can easily tell compared to the old Malia. But with the Paragon route, there is that weird switch up thing, right? But Malia still, for the most part, acts like Malia. There might be some level of M2 that's within her, sure, but the Malia from the Paragon route does not act like this at all. And they talk about that whole, like, mind switch thing. I'll stop there. I'll try to get more into it later on. So with that out of the way, we can finally make a proper introduction. My name is M2. Venom, wait. I'm not letting her get away with this time. M2. Everything makes sense now. That's why she's been acting different. It's because she was different this entire time. Okay, so what now then, huh? I'm gonna find that girl and beat her butt until she thinks clearly again. Dummy, even though it's not the one we know, it's still her, and that it's her body still. You're just gonna beat her up. Be serious. What am I supposed to do? Just let her walk away in Malia's body? She's walking in her own body. What part of this do you not understand? See, even like Amber's not like fully wrapping it. Like, yes, to an extent, it is Malia still, but the mind change. Malia is stuck within the whole Renegade route thing, and M2 is stuck within, this realm here. See, and I think that's the thing that's confusing. The Paragon route, they switch mindsets for a moment, right? With the Obelisk and all of that. Malia, the Paragon route, is stuck within the Renegade route because she's not, rude towards the main pro tag within that Renegade route on the Paragon route. They walk around, the central building and all of that. They do all that, and then Malia wakes up to most likely normal Malia. She got a hint, a taste of, the Renegade route. She saw what can go wrong, but somehow in my mind, I feel like M2 wasn't enough to take control of that. But on the other hand, with the whole Renegade route, see, what's crazy too? And it fits within the whole mental game thing. If you have a stronger mind, a stronger mentality, then you are going to win the whole overlapping process. The Paragon route, good after good after good after good, has happened to Malia. We've gotten the right amount of karma points to make things right. Of course, like bad things happen to her, don't get me wrong, but the karma points to me indicate and give value towards that. We saved Garbodor, we saved Hippowdon, we saved Amber. There is hope. So maybe somehow Malia won the game, but still somewhat realized in order for this to work, we have to do certain things with the whole M2 Renegade route, Alain thing with that. We have to do the whole thing with the red chain. We have to do the thing with the explosives so that our timeline is safe. It is crucial that we do it this way and not disrupt the flow. It's very possible. But on the flip side, with the whole Renegade route, Malia was devastated when Garbodor could not be saved. We tricked her and we kept the book. Hippowdon had to die. Amber did not get saved. That mindset and mentality probably over time weakened Malia, and with the lack of karma points, allowed M2 to overlap, to overtake Malia. And possibly that is how M2 is able to be within this world. Hell yeah, I got to leave. I'm out of that crappy world. Wait a minute. This isn't what I wanted. This route as well is going towards the Renegade route. Crap. Okay, fine then. Whatever. I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna do things like I'm gonna die tomorrow, before it happens again. Maybe I have a part of it right, maybe I have some of it wrong. I know I ranted when I said I didn't want to right now, but I don't know. I just kind of want to say what's on my mind. That's how I kind of feel. I may be right, I may be wrong. There are many things that I'm probably missing. I don't know. I don't know. I just want her back. I get it. But life is never that simple. You know that. We know the truth now, right? We can work with that. She's been distant, yes, but she never tried to hurt us once, right? Exactly. Like, she doesn't want to hurt the main friend group. She went after Ren, but then realized, okay, this Ren is not the same one from my route, from my game file, from my world. It's not the same one. This one's actually good. And, like, what is it? Um, hmm. No, I think Ren's the only one that she kind of like actually left off the hook. Because Karina, we already killed. Spacia and Tempa, she blew them up for what they did to M2 and Malia herself. And Vitus and Gira are not on the list right now. Well, they are on the list. We don't know where Vitus is. Well, no, we do, the Yveltal, but Gira's in, teams in HQ, so yeah. Ren's the only one that she did not kill off, so yeah, like again, like she doesn't mind doing bad things to like other people that she doesn't know, but she doesn't want to hurt the friend group. So so that means she still has some kind of love for all of you in there somewhere, right? Why hang around if we're just a bunch of people she doesn't care about? She literally insulted all of us just a few minutes ago. She just lashed out, I would know. See, like to like an extent, yes, it is lashing out, but I feel like it's more so pushing away the friend group, making them hate you, so then when their time comes, it's not going to be that bad on you. I've said terrible things to my mom and dads just so they would leave me be. Whatever the outburst of hers was, it was just that, an outburst. Guess it takes a hothead to know a hothead. Exactly. I see. Then in that case, I just want to talk too. Finally, someone said something sensible once in her life. So let's find her then. I know exactly where she is. The field of pillars again, yeah? Yeah. Bro moment. Okay, my team's healed. Because I'm gonna safely assume we're gonna have a bro moment. Because we're gonna meet up with the two of them, right? Oh, no, we're not. Oh, clear? Sup, Alain? Hey, Kieran. I believe I was asking about you an episode or two ago. It's been a minute, man. How's the surfboard? It's been a while, it certainly has. Like a flower in the desert, you stick out like a sore thumb, but being unique has its perks. I have a few questions, just answer honestly and carefully, and I apologize for putting you in this position partly, sorry. Mostly I am curious of where this will take us. Are you still fighting for oblivion? Let's go with the fourth yes. Interesting. And to achieve oblivion, you are willing to throw everyone under. Is that correct? Yeah, we'll go with the second yes. And you are willing to do anything it takes to provide that to us? Let's go with the third yes. I'm glad to hear that. It gives me great joy. And I'm sure two of your friends are glad to hear that as well. You can come out of hiding, you two. Oh. Kieran, you shouldn't have. Alain, every group has its indentation, and again, I am truly sorry for putting you in such a heinous situation, but this test will reassure us of your decision. Have fun settling this kitty cat. Thanks, Kieran. You're betraying us too, Alain. Is this why you and M2 were out alone all these nights? And yes, we know about M2. What I don't understand is why. Why do this? You know how Malia turned into M2 when she passed out. I wonder if something similar happened to Alain. Answer us, Alain. Alain, you wouldn't. Amber, get out of here. Go back for help. You're insane if you think I'm leaving you alone. I'm a ride or die kind of girl, and I don't want to die. Amber, fight for your life. Alrighty then. Pull up, you two. You ain't stopping this freight train. Chandelure, Scolipede. Let's go for double Earthquake, because why not? I'm gonna go into Sonar. Yeah, let's get rid of you and Rock Slide. Magmortar, Seviper. I'm gonna fully heal Swampert and just go for Earthquake here. I think that's the right play. Okay. Well, that worked. You probably have Sucker. So Viper's gotta go because of Giga Drain. I have to Air Slash and heal Sonar. Okay, that did less than I was hoping. Burn kills? No, it doesn't. Cool. I kind of want to keep Sonar healthy, honestly. Let's get rid of... Oh, you barely lived. Flinch really helped us. Air Slash, Blaze Kick. Air Slash, Sky Uppercut. Sorry, Amber and Venom. How could you? Are you just like him too? Sorry, I missed Amber's text by going too quick, but that's okay. And of course they have to play this song again. It's so difficult because it's like... There's other like OSTs that I love from this game, but this one may be my favorite now. I don't know. I just love it. It's so beautiful. Are you satisfied yet, Alain? 'Cause I'm not. I'll keep fighting over and over until you are dead. How could you do this to us? We loved you. Do you have no remorse for anything? Was it all a lie from the beginning? Venom's fighting for me again. I hate this crap so much. Why am I always so useless? Why can't I ever just do the right thing? Mom, I didn't know us talking before I left would be the last time I'd ever see you, but that's just how life is sometimes, isn't it? You always did the right thing, even when we were wrong. I always respected your positivity and your strong strength. For a long time I hated you because I couldn't be like you, but recently I found out that that's okay. I can be myself, and that the right thing to do is different for every person. Although a right can't always undo a wrong, I hope that someone can be proud of me for trying. Just like... Sorry about that. Just like how you were of me. I had to get some water. Anyways. Do it then. I'm finished. Just leave Amber alone. She didn't do anything wrong. That is literally all I ask. Please. I said, I'm ride or die. Tell my mom I said, I love. bruh moment. And I'm moving my screen over because it keeps shaking around with the one thing. But god, man. It's so amazing though, because like, it's like they said, you know, you're fighting for a game, a future with no future. You're heading towards oblivion. One by one, they all fall. This is not going to be easy, as the devs have said. Man, it's just so wild. You killed her. Why? Why did you kill? Why? 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 And there's M2 there. I wiped Venom's memory of you attacking her, so she won't be causing you any problems in that regard. Interesting. Okay. But still, that was a giant bro moment. Very wild. Very, very wild overall. And again, I said it before, I still feel like to like an extent, I still like the Paragon route like more. Because like the amount of times that I've played this game, like I love all the characters, you know, for the most part. There's probably a few that I'm like neutral with or dislike, but it's like very few. Again, like I always can like appreciate, you know, a good villain and a good hero. I can always appreciate both roles. And same with the Renegade route. It's bad, it's messed up, it's dark, twisted, evil, but I can appreciate this route, this game file, what the devs have created, just as much as I can appreciate the Paragon route. Both routes are so good in their own ways. They're both super unique and very amazingly written and created. Rest in peace, whoever that was that I don't remember anymore. Alright, I gotta stop making these crappy jokes. I did it for talent. Let me stop. Rest in peace, Amber. But why did you try to kill them? You hesitated with Ren, but not with Venom. Is it because you suspected Amber would jump in and save her? But it's one of those things like Amber, going off of like the Renegade mentality, Amber doesn't do crap for me. There's no point saving her. Ren is valuable. He's a mole within Team Zen. I can still get some info on that because I said it before. We're heading towards oblivion. We're putting everything under the bus. Like Kieran said, no matter what, everyone is getting thrown under, right? That includes me. And that includes most likely you yourself, Madam X, Clear, your friends, your foes. All of us are dead and gone, forgotten, erased, wiped clean. There's no more future. There's nothing left. She overheard everything. I could let her leave. I couldn't let her leave. No, because you know I can use my power to wipe their memory. See, and again, like when we're saying like I can't let her leave, again, like we have to do it because of Kieran. Kieran needs insurance to be like, okay, here's a test, but if you fail, then why the hell are you here? I don't want to work with you. Madam X, Claire, and I, we're gonna do our own thing with or without you. They need insurance. They need to know that we're willing to do that. And us killing Amber, a friend of ours back then, shows to them, oh, okay, you are willing to do this to end everything. Let's keep the ball rolling. But again, like overall, We're going for a future that there is no future. Everyone's dying. I'm dying. M2's dying. Our friends, our enemies, the people that we have partnerships with, like Madam X, Clear and Kieran, they're all going to die. They all know it. And I don't know like the big picture on it. I don't. My only speculation is potentially with the whole Vitus thing or with the whole predetermined thing with the core Varia, the artificial Arceus thing and whatnot. It's more so I'm stopping this predetermined time. Varia, Her Majesty, has screwed us over from the very beginning. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give her a taste of her own medicine. I'm going to show you what true defeat is. You made a grave mistake killing Arceus. You screwed up. It's time for you to stop hiding within the core, stop hiding within the machine, the system, however you want to word it, and take your sins like a man. Take your sins, eat them, and swallow them. You are going to pay for what you've done. And by doing that, I'm erasing everything. That's a big speculation that I feel on the whole Madam X, Clear, and Kieran situation. I feel like the end goal is to somehow get back a Varia, because like Varia is like, she's literally the elephant in the room. She is in the greatest spot possible. She even threw Adrest, her own somewhat son or adoptive son, whatever that was, under the bus so that her plans can all work. Again, she can't. She said it before, I can't lose. I'm not going to lose. But then Madam X, Clear, and Kieran, we're all gonna pull up, be like, Ayo. Not so fast, buddy. We're gonna feed you defeat. You're gonna pay for your sins. You screwed up with Arceus. We're gonna erase everything. You can't hide within that artificial Arceus, the core, the system, whatever. There's no more hiding for you because I'm erasing everything. I am willing, because like even like Madam X, I believe said it before at some given point, I am willing to die to make this to work. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I will kill friend, family, foe, enemy, random civilians, whatever it is. I will do anything it takes to win. And if winning means her sacrificing literally everything, then she's going to do it. In my opinion, I can't think of another way on why they're doing this. Because in a sense, if it's not because of the whole Varia thing to try to stop her and to erase her herself from the core, then what the hell is the point of killing off everything? And maybe there is no point. Maybe so. But I feel like there has to be like some sort of goal. But it might be just an ending that it's like, I never cared about Varia. I just don't want to do this anymore. And we all need to go. No more predetermined nothing. And it may not necessarily be towards Varia. I still feel like it is. But it's all speculations. It's all theories. I don't know. Maybe I could have worded that better. Maybe so. But that's how I kind of feel. To summarize it again, I feel like potentially the entire goal is to stop this predetermined time. We're doing it in a different way than what the Paragon route wants to do and go about it. We're going to work with Team Zen because Madam X, has, said it countless times, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, anything. I understand that I stain my name. I understand that I don't have a good name. But I have to do this for a greater future. I have to do this. It needs to happen in order to stop that. Because, like, I brought it up before, and it goes into a whole nother thing. That with the whole, Varia thing, let's say we get the maximum amount of karma, right? Congrats, you got the maximum that I'm willing to give you. Let's say it's 80 points total for good karma, doing whatever good things around the region. Oh, what's this? You need 50,000 in order to be lifted from my predetermined game. Oh, what? I gave you an impossible task? Whoopsies. Guess you gotta restart again and try again. Varia is in, again, the best situation ever. She cannot be touched. She can't lose. The Paragon route said it before. Statistically, I can't lose. I can do the game over and over and over and over and over again, but I can't lose. Yeah, sure, you guys suffer. I manipulated and abused Spatial and Tempa to allow them to manipulate and abuse, sorry, not balloon, and abuse Malia, Alain, and their friends and whatnot. But overall, it's worth it. Until I get the right game, until I'm satisfied, I'll keep doing this forever. And I will throw anybody under the bus if need be. It's so insane, like the amount of layers that it is. And there's, again, a lot of possibilities. But it all comes back to Varia, because again, the whole Vitus, Nimra thing. God, even that's a whole, like, wild thing. Like, but the whole... At this point, I'm gonna just start ranting. With the whole, like, Vivian thing, that's another insane thing. The Garufa magic, it's not necessarily magic. Nimra.exe was like, oh, in my code, Vivian is supposed to sacrifice herself to allow Vitus.exe to have Storm 9 be weakened. Okay, go sacrifice yourself. And in Vivian's mind, the sacrifice, the Garufans, it's an ancient thing, but no. There was nothing ancient to begin with. They are highly, you know, like technical and have a lot of technology. I don't know the right way to word it, but let's just say they are highly advanced. It was never some ancient thing. Literally, I sacrificed myself. Her soul went into the system because I brought it up on the whole Paragon route at the beginning, even with the Renegade route at the beginning, with the whole, like, soul swap thing. Okay, we have your data. You're no longer Vivian. You're now Talia. There was no, like, what is it? Like, it was like something called like a something exchange. Um, what was it called? Equivalent exchange, something like that. To an extent, it never really is that. It's just your soul got recycled and part of you is Vivian, sure, but you're not Vivian now. You're Talia. You're somewhat of a new identity, but still have like the same personality and all of that. And it's very similar, and it honestly it fits with the whole Malia thing. The sacrifice happened. I always believe that somehow the spell got interrupted in some way, shape, and form. And even with like the whole Vivian thing, like, yeah, it got interrupted, yeah, sure, but the recycle thing, it still happened. And I guess with like the whole recycle thing, when it was interrupted, maybe that's why she still kept parts of her instead of becoming a more newer kind of person. Maybe so, maybe not. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I can see it happening. I can see it not being that. It's irrelevant. But with the whole Marionette Maria situation with Vitus.exe back then, it's your turn to go. You're going to not be a part of when things go wrong within this world. You should be thanking me. The sacrifice happened. I always believed that at some given point, like, Madame X interrupted the ritual, and it's possible that she still did. But because of that sacrifice, Malia is now here. The soul of Marionette went down into the core, the system, and here came out Malia. Still has some bits and pieces of Maria, but she's Malia, not Maria, not Marionette. And she said it before, like, I understand that, but I'm not Maria. Something within my soul, my body, is telling me that I'm not her. And it fits into that. You're not her. You are Malia Theolia. You're not Maria anymore. It fits. I don't know. It's so insane, the layers and everything. It's crazy. And another giant thing is the whole like time thing. The time thing is one of the most confusing things within the entire game that even I still don't fully understand. Like again, how is it possible that we start the game with a younger Malia, a younger Venom, a younger Ren? You know, Venom and Ren aren't super important into that. Let's go with let's pick on Malia. A younger Malia. We meet her at the lab, but somehow an older version of us is able to go to the past, and somehow Celia is able to remember that version. Time stuff is so weird to me, and it's something that has always confused me, and I feel like I'm wording it really weird and not wording it like right. But I don't know. How do I want to word it? Like for example, like past events, how were we able to like go there, and now like the older version is like, hey, I remember you guys, you time traveled. But but like with like the whole like younger versions of us and then the older version going and doing that, even with like Hiyoshi, like for some weird reason on our timeline we never went to Hiyoshi, but within the past we did. We go to Hiyoshi when it's all destroyed, we look at the name tag and it says Alain. I don't know. Time stuff has always confused me, like I said before, and I'm not going to dwell in too much of that any longer, but I kind of wanted to bring up that whole thing as well. I don't know, but it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. Like, I've had so many speculations, I've had so many theories, and to an extent, quite a few of them I had somewhat right to fully right. But there's so many things that I did not see and that I got wrong. I never could have thought that the Garufans, more so Varia, played every single person to this extent. And it's something that I said with the whole Garufan thing, that I never really made a lot of theories with all of that because there wasn't back then a ton of info on all of that. You learned that a lot of them were highly advanced with technology, but you just didn't get enough info with Varia, address, and all that, that I just didn't really want to touch on that. But now you get an amazing amount of info on the whole thing. And when you look back at everything, the signs are there. Everything connects. It makes sense. There's still some things that haven't fully been answered, but the big things that were unanswered connect one by one with this. It is insane what this game has created. It's so insane. And again, there are still confusing things, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it makes sense. A lot of things get answered, and it's really cool when you sit back and connect the dots. It's so cool. No, because you know I can use my power to wipe their memory. Killing her was unnecessary, completely a waste. Remember what I asked the other day? What is the extent of that erasing spell? Because when you used it on the Dawn, Talon couldn't say his name, and he was forgetting about him too. I visited Lavender and asked about Talon. She had no idea who he was. What is the extent of that erasing spell? It is total erasure, isn't it? It's not just death. When you erase someone, you erase every trace of them from this world. Or so that's what I thought initially, but not even that is true. I visited their rooms, Amber and Talon, so it is something that, like, I don't even want to say that, like, I got right. It's more so it was obvious with the whole, like, erasing thing, but yeah, it is kind of, like, cool because, like the memories, the pieces, well, not even like memories, it's physical objects are still there, but the memory, the soul, the flesh of Talon, it's gone, wiped clean. The core, the system, Varia, there is no more Talon within this game file. Same with Amber. No more amber within this game file. Material objects still keep it all, but they have fully been forgotten to time, history, however you want to word it. But they were exactly how they left them. Talon and Amber's gym both had their names on the sign, but besides the material things and the knowledge you and I retain, their existence is null. And it is interesting, sorry, I feel like I worded that weird, that Malia, well, M2 still, like, remembers that because it's like, I mean, it has to be because of, like, the archetype and the whole obelisk situation thing. It has to be something like that, that she's able to remember all of that. They say a person dies twice, once their body stops functioning, and again when the last person who remembers them fades away too. What you're doing is giving them a fate worse than death, a true death. That's wrong. If someone passes you, you should at least let people remember them. See, but I feel like to like an extent, like that's hypocritical on M2's part. And I'm not here to defend the Renegade route and what we're doing. I'm not trying to, but getting into the whole mindset of the Renegade route, that's super hypocritical of M2 because you wanted to go around and kill Karina in a really weird, wacky way. You did the same thing with Red. You put him through a weird, torturous game almost. You teased around with his death and whatnot. The whole Spacia and Tempa thing, you got a bunch of explosives and just threw them, at Spacia and Tempa. Like, you screwed them over big time. Like, how could you have any word about wrong? It doesn't feel right. And a whole nother thing, the Thin Mints. You didn't share any with me. You ate them all for yourself. They're gone now. I want my Thin Mints. Enough of the jokes there with the whole Thin Mint thing. But it's like, how could you say all that when technically I'm giving them a painless death? They're not gonna be here when the Zen Purges arrives. They're not gonna be here when things go from bad to worse. They're gone from history. They don't have to deal with any of it anymore. In fact, I would rather do this to them than to be tortured by you watching you eat all my Thin Mints right in front of me. I would rather a painless death than that. I would rather, not be tortured with the whole Renegade thing or blown to oblivion by the missile thing. I would rather the whole Interceptor's painless death than a torturous kind of like death from Malia, if that like makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like to like an extent it is somewhat hypocritical. And it reminds me that I didn't even touch about the whole connection with the Renegade and the Paragon route. I'll do that after this whole interaction. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Alright, sorry for the pause there. And maybe I did talk about that. I don't remember if I did earlier or not, but I'll just go over it again after I do this. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it is hypocritical. That's wrong. If someone passes, you should at least let people remember them. Sorry. Oh, I missed what she was about to say. And why can't I do that? Bro moment. I like how her eyes are all wide now. Because technically this is the second time that we've actually talked to somebody within the game. The first time was back then on the whole Badlands situation with Alita. We were telling her to be careful and don't do anything stupid. A true death is inevitable. No one can escape that fate, so what does it matter that I erase them completely? Those who take the full force of the end of the night are euthanized. They are spared from the hell the world will endure soon. I feel zero remorse, sorry, I feel like I worded that weird, or regret for any of the ones I've wiped away. Zero remorse. The fact that you stand there and ridicule me for the way I erase people is hypocritical. Exactly. Because when I release them, I do it in a painless and seamless way. But you, all you do is torture and laugh because you have fun killing people you despise. And you have the audacity to stand there and ridicule me as if there's any moral ground for you to stand on. Be serious. Don't be serious. They wronged us. You accepted my help because you understood that. I helped you because it was more convenient to. See, because again, we don't care your feelings. We don't care about what you want to do. Especially since you took away my Thin Mints. We don't care. It's convenient. All you are going to do is throw a wrench in my way, throw random obstacles to stop the inevitable. So working with you and being like, fine, whatever, I'll do the hit list, whatever. It's more easier on me, because no matter what, they're gonna die anyways. I helped you because it was more convenient too. If I didn't help you would just run around and cause trouble for me personally, and I couldn't have that. And for the record, I have never ever needed your help. Not once, not ever. You have no idea what I have done. I would have done, sorry. You don't know me at all, but of course I do, M2, because you are just so predictable. You have a serious issue with accountability. You never take responsibility for anything. Even with the name M2, you chose it to alienate yourself from Malia because you didn't want to tarnish her name or something, because sweet old Malia wouldn't do something so vile, heinous, and cruel. But Malia would, and Malia has. No. By the way, you were right. I spared Ren because I needed him for now, but when his time comes, he will be erased too. So I wonder what he meant by the whole, like, Malia thing. Like, he said, but Malia would never would, but Malia has and would. Unless she's talking, or he's talking about the whole, her controlling her own body and doing those acts. Or maybe on the Renegade route, maybe Malia did some bad things and ruin everything too? I'm not too sure, because like it gets into like complicated territory because of like the amount of game save files and whatnot that the core of the system is going through, because like there's so many like ways to go about it. Like I brought it before, like you can have like a game file with everything predetermined and whatnot, but like everything goes differently, and we're gonna have to reset it over and over until I get a game that Varia can win, that things can prosper, or whatever it is. I need the right game to happen, and like things change with the whole Paragon route thing, right? Because like with the whole like karma point, she said, oh, Malia's right, karma points. Why don't we try that? You two are gonna be my ace in my next game. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm willing to change some things. It seems fun, interesting. Let's give it a try. I feel like I just rambled about nonsense there, I'm sorry. Him, Aaron, Venom, Alita, Nimra, Damien, Cannon, Vitus, Team Zen, the people of Avium, the entire world, you. And that you is actually referring to two people, so it's referring to two people who heard it just now. Now, I wonder who the... No, most likely Varia, the core herself. Maybe us, the actual, like, player itself. Maybe Vitus, potentially. Maybe Maria, Madam X, Clear, Kieran. I can see it being, like, some of those characters, and us, you, I included. It's referring to the two people who heard it just now, because in the end, even I will be erased. And how could you possibly benefit... Oh, also maybe Nimra. How could you possibly benefit from doing something so insane? I gain nothing, they gain everything. Okay, well this switches some things. I gain nothing, they gain everything. Maybe it's referring to Team Zen, Madam X, Clear, and Kieran. I don't gain anything. I'm still gonna do it. But Madam X, Clear, and Kieran, they want Oblivion, they want to win. I'll help them succeed in that. I'll move the chess pieces on the right spot on the board, to make it so that they can win. Now, another thing that is possible is it might be, well, no, the word they, it has to be Madam X and all of them, because like they, it's, and I know like I suck at English, but like they, I don't think like they can like refer to like Varia alone unless he's like Varia, the core of the system, the artificial Arceus, referring to that as they. I mean maybe, but what I was gonna get into is like maybe it's a whole nother thing that Varia herself is like creating these games. Like I want to finally create a game that I can actually lose. You know, like I don't want to keep winning statistically. Like, can somebody finally beat me? Maybe I need to make the right pieces to make it possible for someone to finally beat me. I mean, like, I don't know, like, maybe, like, Varia, because, like, she seems like somebody that is willing to do anything, throw anybody under the bus to make it happen, to make the game prosper, to keep it going, to have her fun. Maybe she, with, like, I don't know, throwing Malia under the bus, Spacia and Tempa, Adress and all of that, it could because, like, she has some weird, like, Saul personality. I want to play a game. Right in front of you is the Paragon and the Renegade route. Choose your route and do what you're destined for. That was possibly the most crappy Saul impression I've ever done. But it's like, maybe, and again, like, not everything is like answer, like I brought up like before. It's all speculation and theories. There's a lot of things that I can see being possible, and it's something that I'm thankful for, having a overthinking mindset. Like there's so many scenarios that like I can see, but we won't be able to get to that conclusion until the game is fully done. But again, it's speculations and theories, and I have a lot of fun just, you know, rambling around and tossing around different theories. I don't know. I gain nothing, they gain everything. Oh, and about that comment earlier about me helping you, I thought about this before. Why would you offer your help to a person you hate the most? Perhaps it is because the person you hate the most is the one you fear the most. I don't fear you. Yes, you do. You admitted it. You can't stop this train. Yet you can't stop playing on the tracks. What will you do when the train is at your stop? What will you do when it's your turn to die? Merry Christmas, M2. God, that's so wild. Because it goes back to the whole Malia thing. It goes back to the whole Tempa thing. I will accept my sins when it's my turn. And Tempo is like, yeah, bull crap you are. No, you're not. And I think that's Alain here being like, yeah, Tempa's right. Why? Don't you hate me? Yeah, you're doing weird, wacky stuff, trying to have fun and whatnot, but like, why are you working with me? You could have ran off to the Kalos region and just said, screw you all. But yet, you're still here. Why? And it goes back to what I said before. I feel like if somehow she can find a way to stop this, she would, but again, she can't. I don't know. I don't know. Venom! Are you okay? Yeah, I think. What happened? You ran after M2, we found you passed out in the village. Did M2 knock you out? I think so. Alita? Where's... I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. Say that again. What was I talking about again? Man, M2 must have really knocked me out good. We'll find her, don't worry. For now, you should rest. I think I'll just kick back for today. And you know what's interesting too? Is I feel like to like an extent, the whole like erasing thing may be something that M2, something that Claire and Kieran were trying to experiment with the whole like pod thing, the black boxes and all, but they couldn't fully make it work. But now since the Interceptor is here, they're like, oh, they do it much more effectively. Okay, cool. And then that whole project, you know, kind of just stopped being worked on. That's a whole nother thing that I kind of thought of. Alexandra and Damien get back today too, right? Yep, and then the day after tomorrow is the Zen raid. Let's give it our best, okay? Yeah. Uh-oh. Bruh moment. Gosh darn it. I mean, it makes sense. We're gonna have to go after all of them at some given point, but Alita has always been one of my favorite characters. Oh, sorry, did I forget something? Huh, I didn't say anything. Oh, I could have sworn I heard you say stop. I must be anxious too. Anyways, I'll see you later. So that means the core is going after Alita then to stop Alain. And I have to check up on Tesla too, I'm curious. And Talon's room. Renegade route chapter 0 complete. Chapter 0 of both the Paragon and the Renegade route will be able to be skipped on subsequent playthroughs. Interesting. I wouldn't want to skip it though. Thank you so much for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed this version. If you found any bugs, please make sure to report them on the Reborn forums, but that aside, please take a look at a small preview for V14. Oh, so it's going to be different then. But hey, Cassandra. Who's there? A primate? Quiet. They may be listening. How did you do that? Do you see my primate there? It's just about to turn into a annihilate. It kept it from evolving all this time, but I think I've decided to let it burst after all this time. It's a pretentious, metamorphic thing, actually, I fully admit that. Okay. What will happen when it reaches a fever pitch and loses all emotions besides anger? I'm so curious, because I wonder what would that mean for me too? What are you getting at with this? Hey Cassandra, you want to go for a joyride? And of course M2's just gonna be M2. See, and again, even though like all that crappy stuff like, went down, M2 is still gonna live life to the fullest and just enjoy and just do wacky stuff before her time comes. Before we do our little rant on the connections, I want to check out Talia Resort. So it said something about like physical objects. So, oh yeah, it still shows the name. Interesting. Yeah, and her face and all, yeah. Very interesting. Alrighty then. Would she... No. Oh. Alain, you're here. I'm sorry. I just don't feel like... I don't feel too well right now. My head hurts. Why does my head hurt? I'm trying to think about someone. Why do I feel so empty on the inside? Why do I feel so sick? I have a headache. I can't see clearly. Why do I feel like I'm about to collapse? Alain, have you seen... What was I talking about again? So not only Alita, but Tesla is going to be another target then. Seems to be one missing. Very interesting. Sorry, Tesla. I still love you though, but this game file is gonna be a bro moment for you. We'll do you justice on the Paragon route though. Let's see here. What was it again? Talon. I want to see his, home. Because I'm curious. I believe the garden would be... here. already then. What is this? Bro moment. Oh, we get a bag on. Interesting. Okay. So I wonder then, on the Paragon route, if we come back here during the end of the game, do we get a bag on from him? I'm not sure, actually. And it's something when I get into like side quest videos for the main series that when we do like again like side quest and exploration videos, I really want to like find certain stuff within that so I can make a more smaller video on how to get like certain event Pokemon, pseudo legends, other starters and whatnot. So yeah. Man, like, I'm almost kind of like speechless in a way, because like this entire route is just a giant bruh moment, but it's so amazingly written, honestly, like, bruh. And I'm gonna go down here because I believe like this is like a save area to save in and all, so yeah, whenever the new version comes out, it's probably wise to stay within here. Now, just to ask, if any of you guys know of any like specific Renegade exclusive scenes that are hidden, or maybe side quests that are exclusive for the Renegade route, I mean, I guess you can let me know, and there might be an episode 8 doing some of that, but I'm going to safely assume this is going to be the final episode for now. So, real quick, I kind of want to get into the connection thing with the two routes. So, a few commenters noticed something that I didn't even notice, and one of them was the whole red chain thing. They brought up that how did we, the Interceptor, get the red chain on the Paragon route, and of course you see Renegade route version Interceptor throw the red chain in the air. It's as if, you know, the core of the system and whatnot is like, hey yo, we need good and bad things to happen to make things flow naturally. So I feel like Renegade Interceptor and Paragon Interceptor, in a sense, have to, you know, work together. They have to intercept each game file, in a sense, to make everything flow right for the Renegade route, but also make everything flow right for the Paragon route. Because again, Renegade helped Paragon with the red chain. Paragon route, Malia helped out M2 within the Renegade route with the whole explosive thing. And that's a really cool detail and connection there. There are like a few other like connections probably here and there, but I kind of wanted to specifically go on the more material kind of objects. It's so unique and cool how the two of them, you know, play within one another. So yeah, but again, the whole M2 thing is still somewhat confusing to me. Like I brought up earlier, I feel like it's a thing with karma. That Paragon route Malia, I think, is still most likely the same Malia as we've known. There maybe is like a slight personality change, and maybe there is some influence from M2 within her, maybe, but I don't necessarily believe that M2 has full control of Paragon route Malia, again, based off of the karma points that we got. We saved Amber, we saved Garbodor, we saved Hippowdon, we did a lot of the good and major karma points to make it so she has the stronger mindset overall. But on the Renegade route, again, we failed to save Garbodor, Hippowdon, failed to save Amber and all of that, which means she has a weaker mindset most likely with everything, and that's how M2 was able to take control. I feel like it's something like that. I'm not 100% sure, of course. It's all speculation and theory, but that's how I feel about that whole connection thing there. I'll stop there before I ramble and rant even more, because I've done that a lot this episode, so yeah, but overall, it's insane what they've created, and I really want to say real quick, thank you to all of the developers that have worked very hard, not only on the Renegade route, but the Paragon route as well. It is insane the story that you are telling, and I am truly grateful and thankful for what you all have worked so hard on and what you guys have created. Again, thank you. I also want to say thank you to everybody that decided to check out the Renegade series. It means a lot to me to talk to you guys, see some likes, maybe some new subs, maybe some disagreements and dislikes as well. It's always cool to see all of that, you know, so yeah. But again, as I've always said, I understand that I'm not the most fun, exciting, and amazing person doing, you know, Let's Plays and recordings and whatnot. I'm a very cringe, down-to-earth, not fun, stupid, repetitive guy. But again, it's a fun thing for me. I very much enjoy it, and it always surprises me to actually get a few of you guys to, you know, maybe comment, like, or even watched, you know, some episodes, whether it's for a few minutes or the entirety of it. Whatever it is, it very much surprises me, but overall, I am extremely thankful of it, and as I always say, I love you guys, and I hope everything is all well with you, so yeah. So, to talk about the future of the Renegade route real quick and other Let's Plays. The Renegade route will be continued on when the next version arrives. I don't know when that's going to be, probably another year or so, but I'm very, very excited to get back into it when it does release, and same with the Paragon route. What we are going to be doing is not the new Let's Play. I'll get into that in a moment. We're going to get back into the main Let's Play. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is what I want to stick with, hopefully for the most part. Doing my side quests and exploration videos starting with East Garden City, exploring every nook and cranny of that area, and going into, you know, Route 2, Sheridan Village, Golden Leaf Town, etc., etc. I want to do a major, I guess, exploration and side quest video, just again looking through every nook and cranny, and then just trying to, well, not 100% the game, but almost in a way do that. So yeah, once we have that all said and done, we're going to be getting into a brand new Rejuvenation Let's Play of version 13.5. I did a poll recently. I'm surprised quite a few of you guys are actually wanting a new one, and a lot of people actually voted more than I would have thought. Again, thank you for checking that out and voting. We will be doing that soon when we finish up the main series. I want that Let's Play to be a much more better and improved version of the main series. I really want to dive more into my theories and speculations. I really want it to be like a guide in a sense to help out players with gym battles and go more in depth on what I do and whatnot. And even with like side quests and whatnot, and a whole lot of other stuff. I want it to be a more improved version of this, and overall I hope to have a lot of fun checking out all the new stuff of all of that. So yeah, when the main series, this one here, is done with the Paragon route on side quest exploration videos, we're going to swap into that one. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the plan on that. Every Tuesday and Thursday we are going to be getting back into Pokemon Zeta. I started pre-recording those videos, so every Tuesday, Thursday, we're back into Pokemon Zeta. That'll start next week, and then Night in the Woods, most likely Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Most likely. We'll see what happens overall, but yeah. Or they may be uploaded on random days throughout the week, but we will be getting more into that, of course, so yeah. I guess with that being said, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Very wild episode. I still feel like a lot of the theories, there's still some things that I'm not fully wrapping my head around, but I think I somewhat understand it and where it may be going overall. And of course, if you have disagreements or different ideas that you guys may be thinking of, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I always love talking to you guys, and if you have any questions with helping out with certain events and whatnot, I am more than happy to help. Oh, I've been getting a lot of questions with the whole Renegade route. I decided to retitle an old video, what is it, how to get the bad ending in Rejuvenation. It was something weird like that. I changed it to how to get the Renegade route. You can like search it within my YouTube channel. I go in depth on every decision that I made to get this Renegade route specifically, so if you want to use that as a guide to help you out, definitely do so. And in the description in that video is a guide to the friendship calculator. If you scroll down at the very end, there is a bad calc that shows all the points that are required. Follow the video or that guide itself, and either way, you should be able to get to the Renegade route if that is what you are trying to do. So yeah. Anyways, before I ramble any further, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.